Have you ever wondered why we observe International Women's Day every year on the 8th of March? Well, this globally recognized day holds an incredible significance as a beacon of progress, struggle, and the indomitable spirit of women across the world. International Women's Day serves as a reminder of the hurdles women have leaped over and the mountains they've moved to secure their rights. This day also illuminates the path towards gender equality, reminding us of the work that still needs to be done. It's a celebration of women's achievements in every field, from science to politics, from art to sports. But it's more than just a celebration. It's a call to action for everyone, everywhere, to continue pushing for complete gender equality. The roots of this day are steeped in history, in the tireless efforts of countless women and their allies. So let's dwell into the history of this important day to understand its origins and significance. The roots of International Women's Day can be traced back to the early 20th century. A time of great change and upheaval, the world was buzzing with new ideas and movements. Among these, one movement stood out: the labor movement that was sweeping across North America and Europe. In this era, the Industrial Revolution was in full swing. Factories hummed day and night, and with them came a new workforce, one that included a significant number of women. Yet these women faced vast inequality. They were often overworked, underpaid, and faced harsh working conditions. The seeds of discontent were being sown. Amidst this, the labor movement was gaining momentum. Workers began to unite, demanding better pay, shorter hours, and safer conditions. Women, too, began to raise their voices, advocating for their rights. They sought not just better working conditions, but also the right to vote, to be considered equals. This was the beginning of a new era. It was against this backdrop that the first National Women's Day was observed in the United States in 1909. This day was a milestone, a recognition of the struggles and hardships faced by women. It was a day to honor their courage, their resilience, and their indomitable spirit. The idea was spearheaded by the Socialist Party of America, who chose February 28th to commemorate the 1908 garment workers' strike in New York, where women protested against their dismal working conditions. This day was not just a celebration, but also a call to action. It was a statement, a declaration that women deserved more, that they were not just workers, but individuals with rights and voices that needed to be heard. The first National Women's Day was a beacon, a spark that ignited the flame of what would become a global movement. From this seed of thought, the idea began to spread. Across the Atlantic in Europe, women heard the call and began to organize their own movements for equality and recognition. The flame was spreading, and it was only a matter of time before it engulfed the entire world. This was just the beginning of a global movement that was about to unfold. Fast forward to 1910, an important event took place that marked the birth of International Women's Day. The Second International Conference of Working Women was held in Copenhagen, Denmark. Here, a woman named Clara Zetkin, a prominent German Marxist theorist, activist, and advocate for women's rights, took the stage. With conviction in her voice and a passionate plea, she proposed the idea of an International Women's Day. Her idea was not just for a day of celebration, but a day of protest and demand for equal rights and suffrage. More than 100 women, hailing from 17 countries, listened to her fiery speech. They were trade unionists, socialists, working women who knew the sting of inequality all too well. As Clara's words echoed in the conference hall, a sense of unity filled the air. The proposal was met with unanimous agreement. It was a moment of triumph, a moment of hope. The seed sown in the minds of a few women had now taken root in the hearts of many. And so, the first International Women's Day was born. The following year, in 1911, the day was celebrated for the first time. It was March 19th, a day chosen to honor the Paris Commune, a radical socialist and revolutionary government that ruled Paris in 1871. From Denmark to Austria, Germany to Switzerland, more than 1 million women and men attended rallies. They demanded women's rights to work, to vocational training, and to an end of discrimination on the job. It was a day of unity, a day of protest, a day of hope. With each passing year, the day grew in significance, becoming a global platform to champion women's rights and gender equality. Little did they know, they were setting a precedent for a century-long tradition. A tradition that continues to inspire, to challenge, and to bring about change. A tradition that reminds us of the power of unity, the power of a single voice, the power of a single day. Behind this global observance were some remarkable women who were pioneers of their time. Let's delve into the lives and contributions of a few of these trailblazers. First, we meet Clara Zetkin, a German advocate for women's rights. Her work was monumental. She organized the first International Women's Day in 1910. Her relentless advocacy for the rights of women workers and her passion for equality left an indelible mark on the movement. Zetkin's legacy reminds us that the fight for gender equality is intertwined with the struggle for workers' rights. Next, we turn to Rosa Luxemburg, a Polish Marxist theorist, philosopher, economist, and revolutionary socialist. Luxemburg was a true force of nature. Her writings and speeches inspired many to challenge societal norms and to strive for a world where women could enjoy the same rights and opportunities as men. Though her life was tragically cut short, her spirit lives on in the fight for women's rights and social justice. Last but not least, we honor Alexandra Kollontai, a Russian revolutionary and diplomat. Kollontai was a tireless advocate for women's rights. Her efforts were instrumental in securing better working conditions and rights for women in Russia. She also played a significant role in the establishment of International Women's Day in her home country. Kollontai's dedication to the cause of women's rights serves as an inspiring example of the power of resilience and determination. These women dared to challenge the status quo, to dream of a world where women were seen and treated as equals. Their courage, grit, and dedication to the cause of women's rights were instrumental in shaping the world as we know it today. They were not just pioneers, they were visionaries, whose ideas continue to inspire and guide the movement for gender equality. In the face of adversity, they stood tall, championing the rights of women and setting the stage for the progress we see today. They were the catalysts for change, the torchbearers of a movement that continues to evolve and grow. These women charted the course for countless others to follow. Their stories serve as a powerful reminder of the enduring spirit of the fight for women's rights. Over the years, numerous women have made significant contributions to society and have paved the way for others. Let's take a moment to honor some of these extraordinary women. First, we have Marie Curie, an undeniable force in the realm of science. This Polish-born physicist and chemist was the first woman to win a Nobel Prize, and the only person to win the acclaimed award in two different scientific fields, physics and chemistry. Her groundbreaking research on radioactivity has had lasting impacts on the medical and scientific world. Next, we move to the United States during the tumultuous era of the civil rights movement. We find Rosa Parks, a woman of quiet strength and resolve. Parks became an iconic symbol of resistance when she refused to give up her seat on a Montgomery, Alabama bus to a white passenger. Her act of defiance sparked the Montgomery bus boycott and played a pivotal role in ending racial segregation in America. Then, we journey to the Swat Valley in Pakistan, where we meet Malala Yousafzai. Despite being in her early teens, Malala championed the cause of education for girls in a region where the Taliban had often banned girls from attending school. After surviving an assassination attempt by the Taliban, she became the youngest ever recipient of the Nobel Peace Prize. Her courage and advocacy have inspired a global movement for girls' education. These are just a few examples of the remarkable women who have left indelible marks on our history. Each of them faced significant challenges, yet they persevered and achieved remarkable feats. They've not only transformed their respective fields, but they've also challenged societal norms, opened doors, and paved the way for future generations. These women, and many more, have shaped the world as we know it. Their stories serve as a testament to the power of resilience, courage, and the human spirit. They remind us of the extraordinary things we are capable of when we dare to dream and take a stand. They are not just notable women in history, but they are the pillars upon which our present stands and our future is being built. These women and many more have shaped the world as we know it. So there you have it, the history of International Women's Day and the remarkable women who have marked their footprints in the sands of time. We've journeyed from the seed of thought that sparked the need for a day to honor women globally, to the birth of International Women's Day itself, an annual celebration of women's achievements and a call to action for gender equality. We've also paid tribute to the pioneers of the movement, those brave souls who championed the cause when the world was resistant. They laid the groundwork for others to follow, creating a ripple effect that continues to inspire change today. And let's not forget the notable women in history who have made a significant impact in the world. Their stories are a testament to the strength, courage, and resilience of women everywhere. As we celebrate International Women's Day, remember the struggles, the victories, and the extraordinary women who made it all possible. Here's to strong women everywhere. May we know them, may we be them, may we raise them.